Oh, we got Rushbrook back this year.
Right.
Not Highlands, the Lowlands, the old style Rushbrook.
Morning, Jack!
Wow, what a crowd we have here today! And some new faces too. Well, for those of you who don't know, I'm Jack Cranner, and this is my mum, Ruby.
Although the company play to near capacity houses every year, there is still concern that the present theatre crisis will affect ticket sales.
Certainly because of the concern, we formed a publicity committee under the chairmanship, if you like, of Adrian Palmer.
Why don't we have someone in charge of selling the tickets, so it's not down to David and Jenny to be selling them all the time, but it's someone in the company to take responsibility. I heard myself say I'd do that.
David Barnfather was very concerned that we wouldn't get audiences because it was the last show, and he asked for people to help sell the panto, to make sure that if we did put it on, and obviously a lot of the cast were very keen that we should put it on as usual, that we'd be able to sell it and that we wouldn't lose money, because the idea of the panto is to make money for the charity, for the children's hospital.
Those of you that do volunteer, if you take a small supply of handbills with you tonight, you'll be already stocked up, won't you?
Yeah, in fact, take a good watch of handbills, because you should be carrying them around and handing them out and getting...
Because of the initial connection with myself through the Arts Council and Pantomime Company, I was getting the press, the Advertiser, the Post, and the Guardian telephoning me almost every week with my views as far as the Arts Council is concerned, my view as far as a user is concerned of the Seacom, and what we were doing with Pantomime. So, going further back in this interview, it's clear that the Seacom actually did help us with publicity and did actually consolidate the company.
A major promotional campaign is organised to ensure that audiences will be healthy during the run of the show.
As at last Saturday, there are 8,000 signatures on the petition. The aim is to get it up to at least 10,000.
If you want to take this round. This is about the competition for selling the most tickets. And there's no names so far on the play visits list. I know we can get the
They will
scouts.
be coming anyway. We still have lists possibly of other scout groups in the area and all this, and having brownies and beavers and all that. All that should do.
So
Or I can speak to the district woman. And,
can you?
Yeah.
So I'll put you down for lists then.
Yeah.
I think as well, adult, because I mean, like when you're saying about companies having their trips, like places like Alders and big companies
Yes.
like that, they organise big company trips for all the staff,
Yeah.
and and
Tell them
adult,
what they
they'll
do.
fill up the evenings as well, and not just the matinees.
I'm not an actor for a living. I actually am a salesman, so it was easy for me to just sort of. I didn't do a great deal, but I had a lot of people to help me, and we organised various things like putting up a lot of posters around the local area: Cheam, Sutton, Banstead, Croydon, and everybody mucked in.
Same thing. So you're helping children. Children, any sick child is being helped.
Historically, publicity has been a few people sort of just getting together and doing a bit and handing out leaflets. And over the last couple of years, as you know, we've been doing performances in Sutton High Street. When we do our street performances and other things, that will definitely be one of the numbers that we'll be using, because you can get volume to it. Christine will give a lot of action to it, and I think it's a number that we'll
All from the same string of beans, but when I'm married, we do.
Collectively, we made the right decision in. I announced that we wanted to use our own box office rather than the Seacom box office, and the reason for that was I didn't want to be in a situation whereby the Seacom owed us money, as they have done every year up until this year, when it was in the danger of Span, who were the company operating, closing. before our accounts had been finalised, knowing full well that the reason why the Seacombe was closing was because of the indebtedness of Span to their suppliers and various other things.
Jack and the Beanstalk, a short pantomime company in Sutton High Street will return on the Christmas lights. You may not think it now, but we're going to be enthusiastic and we're going to have a great time. Aren't we, lads?
Yes, we're going to love it, Lewis.
As busy Sunday shoppers go about their Christmas shopping, the cast perform numbers from the show and take advantage of the publicity.
He's been terrorising this land for years. Do you know that?
Ready to hero!
Here I am! Hello, everybody! Oh, it's a pleasure.
We've tried to flood the area with posters and handbills, opened 1 or 2 Christmas fairs in pantomime costume. There's articles in the press. We managed to get quite a bit of press coverage in the weeks leading up to the pantomime. Things like that. In fact, there's a very big concerted effort by particularly a group of people who put a lot of time into publicising the show.
As rehearsals continue, David Barnfather has become aware of some positive news.
We heard fairly early on through the Arts Council, because I'd been involved with the Arts Council for putting a business plan together for a well-meaning body of volunteers to take over the running of the theatre if the council would let us use the premises. So, if you like, we were fairly early on the list to be told that the Seacombe is not saved, but not going to be knocked down and will be opened as a hire-only venue.
And don't forget, on Saturday week, so not this Saturday, but next Saturday, meeting up and going out en masse to try and get poster sites. So put your name down for that. Fill in the form I gave you on the first newsletter.
From the left, a Maud Broad, Ord Broad, and Norfolk Broad.
The show's musical numbers are a highlight of the show each year, and songs are rehearsed under the expert and professional guidance of musical director Michael Bramwell.
Come on before I do my last call. Okay, so you'll go. Michael's a very talented musician, as was David before Michael, and I think the input from Michael and his ability to draw singing out of people, although he does moan sometimes about the lack of effort that goes into the singing, and those of the company that don't know the words even on the last night of the show to certain of the songs, and you know who you are.
It's hard because there's steps and things you want to do and you realise you can't do it, but simple is always best, and you're there to encourage them, to help them, and if it doesn't work, you have to change it, because you don't want people to feel uncomfortable about what they're doing.
The thing that gives me the most pleasure with the pantomime is that it's a group of people who meet up quite a long period of the year, and everybody gets on really well.
Let's be honest, this isn't a one-man or a small family outfit. Some of us try to lead what's going on, but it's a team effort and everybody has to pull together. And if you recall at rehearsals, I do keep saying it's a team effort. It's not my show, it's the company's show, and all we're doing is trying to put on a good show.